Last night, former Alaska Governor, Fox News contributor Sarah Palin was on the show giving us her take on the debt ceiling compromise, and she had some pretty strong words for President Obama and those who agreed to this deal.
What they have just done to this country, Sean, is hand the most liberal president that we'll probably ever see, certainly in our lifetime, an opportunity to spend even more money that we don't have, to create more debt, thinking that that's going to get us out of debt. No, we're still not dealing with the root cause of our problems in this weakened economy, and that is the overspend of our big federal centralized government.
Now, that's not all she had to say. Palin also had some harsh words for one GOP presidential candidate in particular.
Bless his heart, I have respect for Mitt Romney, but I do not have respect for what he has done through this debt increase debate. He did this. He waited until it was a done deal that we would increase the debt ceiling and more money would be spent, more money borrowed and then spent on bigger government. And then he came out and he made a statement that, oh, he didn't like the deal after all.
And joining me with reaction to last night's interview, the author of the #1 New York Times bestselling book, Culture of Corruption, Malkin is back. Michelle, welcome back.
Thanks for having me back, Sean.
All right, but the best line that Governor Palin had last night when I was talking about Tea Party members being called terrorists, she said, well, as a matter of fact, I've had the tape. Let's roll it.
Let's call them out on their hypocrisy then, Sean, because enough is enough. And I'm not just going to roll over with a sticker plastered on my forehead that says, hit me, baby, one more time. Call me a terrorist again. Call me a racist. Those things that Tea Party patriots have been being called over these months. It is unfair. It's hypocritical of the other side doing that. And enough is enough. And I'm going to stand up for those fiscally conservative, patriotic, independent Americans who want the best for this country.
And she said if we were domestic terrorists, I think the president would want to pal around with us. He didn't have a problem with Bill Ayers.
I love it. It's everything I love about Sarah Palin. She tells it like it is, straight, and she calls out both sides. She did it last night on your show, and she never backs down. And this is what has enamored her, so many Tea Party grassroots activists to her. And they also have a long memory. You know, there are a lot of Johnny-come-latelys and opportunists who've glommed on to the Tea Party name and then throw them under the bus when it's convenient for them to do so, and then embrace them again when it's convenient to do so. And Sarah Palin has never been one of those kind of Republicans in Washington. And, you know, her history with the Tea Party revolt goes back to the New York 23 race. She was one of the first. She didn't need polls to tell her, or pollsters or strategists to tell her that there was something going on, something afoot, and that it was a revolt not just against the Obama administration and liberal progressives who were spending us into the ground, but a lot of Republican capitulationists who are conservatives I mean, big government Republicans in conservative clothing, and that they needed to be called out too.
What do you think? It was interesting to me. I thought Jeffrey Lord of the American Spectator had a good piece. And he said, he called it the tipping point. I don't know if you like Malcolm Gladwell. I actually like his book,
Sure.
Outliers, Tipping Point. And what was pretty fascinating about his argument here is even though the Tea Party, conservatives, those of us that wanted real cuts, not $7 trillion in new debt in the next 10 years, that have come under fire, those that have been called terrorists and every other name in the book, even by, you know, the Weekly Standard or Wall Street Journal.
Yes.
It was interesting to me. He's saying, no. This is really the beginning of the conservative ascendancy, starting in 2010, and he took it back even further to 1938 and Taft and et cetera, and Reagan Revolution. But he's saying this is only going to get bigger. Do you agree with that?
I hope he's right. I hope this is the tipping point. I mean, we've had so many breaking points, the grassroots conservative movement and independents who are sick of the big government spending with both parties. And I hope they are with people like you and me and Sarah Palin and seeing through what a charade and kabuki theater this entire debt ceiling mockery was. I mean, we're supposed to cheer and pop the champagne corks because $7 trillion in new debt is locked in over the next 4 years, and we've got this very dubious, possibly unconstitutional super committee now that is going to be stacked with people who want to do nothing about entitlement spending. And then, of course, today, it's the day after that debt ceiling deal was signed, and what is the spender-in-chief doing? I mean, he's out money grubbing for the next campaign, and then setting in motion the next wave of big government spending, infrastructure spending, failed stimulus programs, all the same old that we've seen over the last
What do you
several
think
years.
the impact is on the 2012 race? I got the feeling last night, I'm having a hard time reading Governor Palin, and I don't think she's being coy. I really believe her when she says she has not decided. But there's a certain passion that I see in her that tells me that I think it's a very strong likelihood she may get in.
I have no idea, and I've said it from the start that this is a woman who's going to make up her mind on her own time, and she's not one of those people. And she mentioned Mitt Romney yesterday, who's going to just put her wet finger in the wind and go with whatever the winds say. I mean, she's got her own factors that she's got to deal with. She mentioned legal and practical reasons, that's family reasons, what have you. But you know, the fact is that everything she says and does, whether it's on your show, on the airwaves, online, wherever, is newsworthy because of the backing that she has in this country from people who are sick of Washington.
One Facebook posting by Governor Palin goes a long way. I think historically and traditionally, I think we would expect candidates to maybe stay out of a debate that they're not involved in. These are different times. I think what people are looking for are these candidates, and maybe this is what she was saying last night, to step out and lead and take strong positions and not worry about what the political consequences are. I think the country right now would hunger for that and would respond to that, and I think that's what she was saying last night.
Yeah, that's right. You can't conduct, well, of course, Mitt Romney's going to try and prove everyone wrong, but I believe in this kind of age, information age, political age, that you can't conduct a stealth, carefully orchestrated campaign the way you used to anymore. And look, I mean, if you just go on Twitter any time of the day, Mitt Romney's habit of issuing statements about the important policy debates of the day, hours after these things have been decided, days, weeks, months, has become a running punchline, and this is going to be a continuing chronic problem for him as we go on.
All right, Michelle Malkin, always good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
You bet.
Let not your heart be troubled. Our great American panel is next.